Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with SST Chapter 2 Pillars and Meridians. Okay, have you seen globe? Okay, see, this is a globe. A globe is a small model of Earth. When we look at the globe, we'll see several countries and places marked on it. See, there are several countries. Okay, this is our country, India. So there are several countries and the places marked on it. So a globe is a small model of Earth. And there are some imaginary lines. See, there are some imaginary lines. Okay, horizontal and verticals. Okay, so these lines are imaginary lines which helps us to find any place on a globe. Okay, and these lines run from east to west and north to south. Okay, so these lines run towards the east to west and north to south, and these imaginary lines are known as latitude and longitudes. When the lines are going towards east to west are known as latitude, and north to south are known as longitudes. And the point on the north where the longitudes join, see, this is a point on the north where the longitudes are joined, is called the North Pole. And the point on the south, this is south, where they join is called the South Pole. It's clear? So means when the longitudes are joining at this point is known as North Pole, and when the lines are joining in this point is known as South Pole, because all these lines are joining at one point, at this point and at this point. Okay, so today we'll start with pillars of latitude. Okay, so look at when you have seen the globe, you see the lines runs in the east to west directions. Okay, lines are running from east to west direction. Okay, so these lines are called pillar or lines of latitude. Is it clear? These lines are called pillars or lines of latitude. Pillars क्यों कहते हैं? Because see, these lines are not intersecting with each other. Okay, so that's why they are known as pillars or lines of latitude. So there is one imaginary line drawn the midway between the North Pole and South Pole. See, this is the line. This is a dark line drawn midway between the North Pole and South Pole. And this line is the longest line of latitude and is known as equator. Okay, so this line is basically dividing the earth into two parts. Okay, this part is known as northern hemisphere and this part is known as southern hemisphere, because this equator is dividing the earth into two parts. Okay, so there are 181 parallel lines or lines of latitude. These lines are 181. See, this line is starting from 0 degree to 90 degree towards the North Pole, and from here 0 to 90 South Pole. Okay, so 0 to 90, 90 plus 90 is 180, and 180 plus 1 is 181. So means there are 181 pillars or lines of latitude. And the equator is the most important of all, because this line is dividing the earth, and this line is known as great circle also, because this is the line which is making a longest circle. Okay, all these lines are making full circle. Always remember, these lines are making full circle. Okay, they are not intersecting with each other. So all pillars are full circles except the North Pole and the South Pole, because these are the two points, North Pole and South Pole. Okay, so the length of the parallels keeps decreasing as we move away from the equator and go towards the poles. See, when we are moving towards the poles from equator, the lines are decreasing. See the length of these lines, they are making smaller circle than before. Now see this line, this line, this line. So they are making smaller circles. Okay, so that's why the length of the parallels keep decreasing as we move from the equator and go towards the poles. Okay, so is it clear to all of you? There are 181 parallels or lines of latitude, and the equator is the most important of all, and it is also called the Great Circle. Okay, so when we see the earth, we write North Pole and South Pole. Okay, so lines of the latitudes are labeled as degree. See, these lines are labeled as degree: 0 degree, 23.5 degree, 66.5 degree. Okay, so equator is at 0 degree and the other parallels are marked from 0 to 90 degree. This is 90 degree. Okay, North Pole 90 degree and South Pole is also on 90 degree. Okay, and we marked N for the North Pole and S for the South Pole. So here are some important parallels or the lines of latitude which you have to learn. Okay, so the first one is the equator. Second is the Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north. Then Arctic Circle, 66.5 degree north. Then Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degrees south. And Antarctic Circle, 66.5 degree south. So these are the major or important parallels of latitudes. I hope the parallels of latitudes are clear to everyone.